Welcome to mtbradley. Today, we're looking at dropper seat posts. Do you use one? What are they? Do they help you reach nirvana or experience flow on the trail? If you're not sure, stay with me to the end of the video to find out more. For the best mountain bike reviews, tips, and trail rides, subscribe to my channel, tap the bell to get notified when I post a new video on Thursdays. Mountain bikes are rad! You should get one! Over the years, I've helped thousands of people recreate outdoors, and mountain biking was just one of those activities. Now it's time for me to help you. If you're a mountain biker, you probably have a style of riding you prefer, whether it's cross-country, flow trails, jump trails, tech trails, descents, or a mix of all of it. Nonetheless, saddle position is important and may impact your ability to feel successful and, in my opinion, experience flow. When I say flow, I'm not talking about riding a flow trail, although you can experience flow on a flow trail. The flow that I'm talking about is kind of like a state of nirvana that your body and mind enter into when you're focused and absorbed in whatever activity you're doing. When I experience flow, my movements tend to come naturally, and I don't have to think about what my body does next. It just seems to know. To me, that's flow. Flow feels good. I like flow. My goal is to experience flow whenever I ride. Why am I talking about flow at the start of a dropper seat post video? Well, because dropper seat posts help get me there. When pedaling your bike, you want your saddle at a specific height so you can pedal efficiently. When you get to a steep descent or a technical section of trail, it's nice to be able to lower your seat to clean those features. And when you get through those features, raise that saddle back up and continue pedaling. A dropper seat post is a piece of tech that allows the rider to raise or lower the saddle depending on the needs at the time. The dropper seat post is inserted into the seat tube and secured with something that looks like this. This has a quick release, or you can get one that doesn't and just has an Allen bolt. When the seat collar is tightened, it closes the diameter of this ring and squeezes the seat tube and the seat post and uses friction to help keep the seat post in place. The dropper seat post is activated using some kind of trigger or switch that's often found on the handlebars. The switch could be connected with a cable, or it could be wireless. There are variations out there, and not all dropper seat posts work exactly the same. The dropper seat post I have is a Thompson with an externally routed cable. There are lots of options these days. Anything from an integrated dropper seat post that utilizes the cable housing through the frame to a wireless dropper seat post. You can spend as little as $125 US on a dropper seat post, or spend up to $500 US. To use this dropper seat post, I press this trigger switch up here. When I press the trigger, this dropper seat post is designed to push the saddle up in the air. To leave the saddle in the up position, I release the trigger and do nothing. If I want to lower the saddle when riding, I push the trigger and use my body weight to lower the saddle. Now, let's jump into some pros of dropper seat posts. A couple that come to mind pretty quickly are that you can lower the seat and allow the bike to move independently underneath you. This is ideal for a few reasons. With the saddle lowered, the bike can better absorb the terrain that you're riding over. You can move the bike side to side to aid you during high-speed cornering. During a steep descent, a lower saddle allows you to keep your center of mass closer to the rear wheel instead of getting closer to the handlebars, where it's easier for you to go head over tea kettle right over the handlebars. Because you can better absorb the terrain and move the bike side to side under you, you inevitably will ride faster and be more confident on your bike. You'll probably find it easier to bunny hop more trail features, ride skinnies, cruise your local pump track, or ride more difficult lines. Lastly, if you do have to shift your hips, the saddle won't be in the way. My favorite part about lowering the saddle is I get to feel the trail and the bike interact better together. Specifically, I can feel the trail surface better and adjust my bike handling skills as I need to. Are there cons to a dropper seat post? For example, it's another thing that you need to spend money on for your bike. Bikes can get expensive. They do require maintenance and upkeep over time. Cables stretch and need adjusting. Wireless batteries go dead and need charging. For those that care about the extra grams, it does add weight to your bike, and that might be important to you. If you don't have a dropper seat post on your mountain bike, I would highly encourage you to get one. It's a total game changer for mountain biking. I often tell people, second to suspension on a mountain bike, dropper seat posts are the best thing to happen to a mountain bike. Without a dropper seat post, I'm not able to adjust the height of the saddle while I'm riding. And it's harder for me to separate the bicycle from my body to help absorb the terrain that I'm riding over. This means more concentration on specific body movements, as well as stopping to raise and lower the saddle. And this breaks up my focus and enjoyment of mountain biking. In the end, this means less flow, and I like flow. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the trail. Check out these videos where you can learn to improve your mountain biking skills. If you're new to mountain biking, you need to get your hands on my checklist that covers the gear you need for your trail ride. Look for the link to that checklist in the description below. If you learned something, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Tap the bell to get notifications of my next video. Until next week, I'll see you on the trail.